Wooks and Warlocks contain sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and as such, listener discretion is advised. Content warning can be found in the description.
Undergun and on the run, the Happy Tricksters are hobbling through swamp and underbrush towards Yamia in hopes of finding Penny Lane, their lost van, and hopefully some way out of the mess they have landed themselves in. The sun is shining and it's a new day in the world of Wooks and Warlocks.
Round and around in the tunnel when it's dark we go.
Hello and welcome to Wooks and Warlocks, a role-playing tour through the summer of love. In this podcast, we will be playing out a story of adventure and magic using dice and skills to determine the outcomes of our actions. My name is Trey Miller, and I will play the role of Game Master for this journey. I am joined by three of the finest folks to roll the dice. Please introduce yourselves and your characters.
My name's Tony Ryan. I'll be playing Xantor, the Drake Warden Bug Guy.
My name is Jessie. I will be playing Granny Glenda. She's a half fox folk rogue.
My name is John Lombardi. I'll be playing Elijah Woodstone, the Elk Folk Farm Wizard.
When last we left the Happy Tricksters, fugitives on the run, bounties on their head, the group had spent weeks lumbering through the forest after escaping the shut-down Valley Jam. The shut-down Valley Jam that was brought to an end because of the wanton destruction the crew had left in their wake during their first few weeks traveling on the road. Known as counterfeiters, assaulters, batterers, and even murderers, the Happy Tricksters were seen by the Fuzz as the sort of folks who were armed and dangerous. The Corpos, amongst the reigning powers of the land, a group of business-minded corporate entities, put out a bounty on the heads of Granny Glenda, Elijah Woodstone, John Paul, and King Kenzie. Because of this, the group spent 2 weeks in the woods traveling south, first following a river, then following only the sun in the sky as they made their way towards the area where their van was last sighted. Stolen by gangsters, it seems that some unidentified parties had captured the van along with Penny Lane and traveled south along the road to Yamia by the Beast Beaches. We returned to the crew, who has just braved weeks in the forest as they emerge from the palm trees that dot the beaches on the southwest of Visandia. The ocean waves create a rhythmic pattern that seems to invite the group forward. As children play in the sand, athletic young adults knock a ball back and forth around a net. And buildings as tall as mountains seem to define the horizon as the group takes their first images, as the crew takes their first look at Yamia, the city by the Beast Beaches.
Wow, this is something else. I knew we'd moved a little bit. Things are different, but these buildings, they're so huge and everything is just so gorgeous. Have you guys ever seen anything like this?
I've never seen the ocean before, and oh my goodness, it is massive. Look at it. Elijah, if we're getting out or anything and anywhere near it, is gonna book it towards the water as soon as able.
Yeah, you're emerging from the forest, and the beach is in front of you. All that separates you from the water is about we'll say 40 yards of sand.
Hey, I'm gonna book it, and I'm gonna look back into Granny and be like, "Granny, don't trip in this sand. This sand's it's a little tricky." And I'm gonna hoof it down to the beach, or down to the water.
Oh, sweetie, I've seen many a beach before. Don't you worry about me. Although I have not seen it with all these people on here.
Yeah, this looks like some kind of like, oh, this is amazing. This is like the city of kings and glory and riches. And there's, I don't know, man, it looks awesome. You see these people hitting this ball thing and...
It's all phony.
What?
There's nothing good in the world. All of this is to be looked at with disdain.
You see that King Kenzie has not improved his mood over the last few weeks in the forest.
I'm glad Elijah ran forward, because I was just gonna say he has woken up this morning and like was a little dark in the past few days, thinking about the situation. But today he was a foot in the right step towards like positivity and feeling happy. So he's down by the water. He doesn't hear that.
As you're running out to the water, King Kenzie says,
All things beautiful will come to an end. Surely Elijah will trip and fall, or something terrible will happen. And
would you go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw to make sure that you make it through the sand?
8 plus 13. No, Dex. Sorry.
All good.
I'm gonna say it's at least a 12 or 13.
All right. So with your, we'll find out.
Oh nope, I was wrong. It's an even 10.
Alrighty, so with your 10, Elijah Woodstone is in fact just almost like as if on cue, going to slip and trip and fall into the incoming waves, and you're going to be prone in the water in the shallows as a huge wave is coming, and we're going to need to roll another dexterity saving throw to see if you're able to right yourself before you get washed in the shallows.
Natural 20.
So how does this all play out?
So he trips in the water and starts to get kind of pummeled by a few waves, but his like altered self ability kicks in, and so like he like grows gills while he's trapped under the wave, and then comes up and then starts like choking in the air because he's like trying to breathe the air, but he's got gills now, and so he does like a back and forth thing and finally gets it to like go away. But then he's just now he's standing up again, and he's just like splashing in the waves and like splashing with his arms upwards and splashing the water and doing a little control water. What I forget what that spell is called. The cantrip with the water. Let me see. Sorry.
You don't hear it, but the others hear Elijah or hear King Kenzie.
Well, it still will end.
Why don't you quit your shit talking?
Yeah, what's up, King? You still feeling a little down, man?
Listen, I told you all, I'm just not in the mood. I'm. Let's keep looking for Penny.
There's maybe some drinks will cheer you up, man. This place looks pretty poppin'. We used to have a drink on the ship called a pina colada. Have you ever had one of those?
I do not care for pina coladas, nor do I care to get caught in the rain.
Can I perceive from a distance if King looks like he's being a bum?
Go ahead and roll for perception.
Oh, nice. 18 plus 1 for 19.
As you're bobbing in and out of the waves, I imagine as you crest a wave and you spy in the distance King Kenzie, and he sort of it's almost like an episode of the Peanuts where there's like a black cloud around his head and like little scratchy lines. You can see that he is very upset.
So I'd like to attempt to like shape like a small sphere of water, and then I'm gonna use the catapult spell to launch it at him and like hit him with a water balloon, basically.
All right. Let's say to see how he takes this. Roll just a straight up charisma to see just a d20 plus your charisma.
In the meantime, I'd like to look around to see if there's like any restaurants or any bar areas. Do a perception.
Yeah, totally.
18.
Okay, so with your 18, King is going to get hit full in the face with your water balloon, and he looks up, and you see for a moment it is as if he is going to be enraged. His eyes furious, and then just the corner of his mouth smirks a little bit.
I'm gonna shout up. I'm gonna be like, "Yo, man, come on! Time isn't even real, man. You have all the time in the world to be pissed off and depressed. How about right now we just have some fun in this water?"
Oh, Elijah. All right, fine.
He's going to take off towards the water.
I got a 22 on my perception, so I'm looking for like restaurants and bars, and I'm kind of interested in like I assume volleyball that's going on the beach too, like if there's any seats around them, or any place to like grab a cold drink, or just a place to sit down and chill.
Yeah, sure. So you look forward, and you see that there's like the volleyball seems to be happening connected to like a small shack with like a grass thatched roof, and you see that there is a bar there, and there's someone serving drinks, and there's actually two bartenders, each pouring different specialties. It seems like they're making these drinks in tall glasses that are made special for the particular place with little umbrellas in them. You see that down the strip there are countless businesses. If you look away from the water, there is a long road. You can't tell if it is the road, but it is a road, and on this road there are all sorts of different businesses. Any sort of vice or pleasure that you could imagine, any sort of supply shop. You are next to one of the largest cities in this part of the world. The tiki bar is roughly about 50 yards away.
Okay, yeah. Xandor would like mosey on to that area if it's still in view of all the crew and everything. He would kind of, invite whoever else is with him. I guess King was going like to the beach, so he would invite Granny and John Paul and them.
I suppose I'll go. Yeah, it's just me now. It's everyone else. Well, Owsley, yes, of course. Oh, I suppose I'll have a drink. Yes, let's go. So,
I suppose I'll walk with you guys as well.
Oh,
Let's get lit.
What? Lit, you say? Well, I'm down to have a fire if that's what we need, but I thought we talked about not having fires, and make sure we keep a low profile. That's all I ask. We are in public, remember.
and Owsley is going to join you all. John Paul, Owsley, Xantor, and Granny Glenda are heading towards the Tiki Bar as Elijah and King Kenzie play in the water. Elijah, you with your perception roll, you're paying great attention to the crew. What is or how do you react to the group walking towards the Tiki Bar?
Yeah, it kind of popped in my head. Like, if I had seen them started, like, I imagine, does it look to me, are they walking, like, parallel with the water line? So, like, I see them going across. So, if I see them going across in a direction, and I'm kind of looking where they might be going, and if I see that same Tiki Bar, I'm going to try to, like, kind of meet them.
Awesome.
Like, head that way, and
Sure.
I'll get King to come with as well.
Yes, let's go. I could use a drink.
Yeah, man, it looks like they got something over there. I bet it's something tasty.
Elijah, thank you. You're a good man, Elijah.
We got to keep on keeping on, man. I mean, like,
I'm
So much
sorry.
of this is out of our control.
I'm so sorry for what I've done to you.
You're good, man. You're good. You're under a lot of pressure.
I'm so sorry.
oh
and
my
he just
God.
starts sobbing, crying. Like he grabs onto you and he's gonna try to hug you and cry into your
You can
neck.
cry
and
into my
shoulders.
neck fur.
Oh, Elijah, could you please forgive me?
Absolutely, man.
Tell me you forgive me.
I forgive you, man.
I can't forgive
You
myself.
are forgiven, and I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna shove him under the water and like baptize him. And lift him out and be like, "You are forgiven."
Ah!
Now let's go get some drinks.
Oh,
Time to celebrate.
I feel free.
This water's beautiful, man. It's cleansing.
He's going to blow his nose because there's quite a bit of seawater in his face. Now it's like,
Oh,
I'll
Elijah,
shape
thank you.
I'll shape that water right out of his nose. I'll pull it out for him.
And I've never felt that sensation before. And he is like, oh, I feel cleansed.
and he's going to walk with you, and you do see a noticeable pep in his step as he is letting go of the darkness of the past and moving into the present moment.
Xantor's like endeared by all this stuff, so he's like, before as he's getting to the tiki bar or whatever, he just pulls up a seat real quick before ordering or anything, and like pulls out his journal and starts like sketching a little, like Elijah and King, like picture of them, like holding each other's hands and like jumping in the water and stuff, and he's just like, these guys,
I do love to see them. It seems like he's got good energy to him. He's got leadership potential. He's even making our leader a little bit happier.
I like that part where he dunked his head in the water.
Oh, Granny. Ho, it was quite funny, though, wasn't it? Ho.
Xantor's like, rounds on me, and he's like, goes up to the bartender and try to get like some shots.
Tell me these drinks are called Yamaitais.
You walk up to the bar, and you see that the two bartenders that you noticed before were actually two people conjoined at the hip. And you see that these exotic snake women look at you, each with their own set of arms on their upper torsos. One says, "Welcome to Yamia." And the other says, "Bienvenido, I'm Yamia." Did I hear somebody wanted a Yamaitai? And they both reach out and shake up their drinks, mix up their cocktails, and pour into a single glass the ingredients of a Yamaitai. And then, like with the grace of synchronized swimmers, they grab an additional cup out for each of the party members. A round of Yamaitais.
That's pretty impressive.
We
Nice work,
live
ladies.
to serve, and the two snake women sort of move their bodies in a way that makes almost like a heart shape, and then turn around and proceed to service other customers.
A toast then, King Kenzie says through kind of broken. You can tell he's got a big lump in his throat. A toast to you all, and to whatever we must do, and to Penny Lane.
To Penny Lane, to the road.
To the rescue of Penny Lane and getting our van back, as well as my book
To my friend Penny.
and Granny's ashes.
Oh.
Drake's farts.
I'm glad we got Drake with us. He's wonderful.
You all are the best friends that a lion man could ever ask for.
And he's going to get very emotional again, and he's clearly a little bit unstable right now, but he is expressing his feelings in a way that he thinks is healthier than the aggression and dour cloud of anger that was around him. Now you see he is quite emotional in a different way.
Is there any music playing, or is there like a jukebox or anything?
Somebody play something happy.
You see that there's a jukebox in the corner. You have heard of these devices while traveling with the crew. You may have seen them in passing or had a chance to interact with a jukebox while at a diner in passing, or perhaps a bar one of the nights while traveling towards the Valley Jam. But in general, this would be a very foreign device to you. So, Xantor, you do see that there's a jukebox. Do you approach it?
Yeah, he'd like to tinker with it. I imagine he'd probably have seen one or two and talked to Owsley or somebody about, like, these things play music, blah, blah, blah. He knows what music is, and he's seen, like, like records or music playing devices, so...
yeah, Xantor, pick us some good ones.
Yeah, he looks for, like, the most beachy, kind of, like, high-vibe song that's on there. Any recommendations, guys? Like, you guys know the music world a little better than I do. I'm looking for something, like... really, like something a parrot might sing to his crew or something.
You, who are you asking?
John Paul and Owsley.
Oh, yeah, well, if you're looking for my advice, I always like Beaches, Beaches, Beaches. It's by the Ragtag Bunch. You're going to hear them. Don't get that confused for, something like a motley crew and their song, Women, Women, Women. We don't want that one. We want Beaches, Beaches, Beaches by the Ragtag Bunch. And you hear Owsley chime in. Oh, it's older music, but there's a group that calls themselves the Primates. Oh, and anything by the Primates, I think, has a nice little surfy vibe.
All right, yeah, he pulls out like $5 or whatever it is, and then
That's a lot of songs.
he wants to
taking
play a lot of
over.
songs.
He's taking
Yeah,
over.
he's trying to play like 10 songs. Yeah, he's trying to take over a little bit, like just change the whole vibe. It's all for like King at this point, and he's like endeared about Elijah. And he's really trying to pump up the whole like scene. So yeah, about 10 songs or whatever that costs.
Would there happen to be some food or some appetizers or something, or menu we can look at?
The snake women look at you, and in unison, of course, we'd be happy to help. And they pull out menus. You see that they have an appetizer menu and a food menu. The items are quite luxurious. You see that they are all island themed. There are burgers. There are steaks. There are decadent salads filled with tropical fruits. And you see that the prices are quite substantial.
Oh yeah, I don't know how much money we have right now. Did King ever give us our? I remember Granny asking him about some money back at the Renaissance Fair to help us out since we got robbed. But did he ever give us some money?
You guys have been collecting quite a bit of money along the way, and you should each have your shares held separately, unless you feel like you would have kept them in the van.
Yeah, Zentor definitely does not. He had $250 before, and so he's got $240 now. He always keeps his money close with a little pouch on his person.
Perhaps we can win some more money from that little game they're playing on the beach, too.
Oh, I got a good amount. Yeah, no, this has been updated then because I was over 400 before we got robbed, and it says I'm at 355 now. So I think we're good. But as far as these pricey menus, what are we looking at? As far as like a meal, what's a meal looking like?
You see that we're a meal here. The drinks that Xantor just ordered were $10 each, and a meal is going to cost $40.
Whoa. Y'all, maybe we just like share a couple appetizers.
That sounds great.
And with the drinks, and then we'll go and find something a little more substantial, maybe somewhere a little more affordable.
Hey, Serpent Ladies, I didn't get your name. Sorry if that's offensive, but y'all do any betting on this here sports ball out here?
All betting is managed privately by the sportsmen engaging in the betting. The snake women once more are talking in unison.
I see.
Is there like a tournament going on or something to bet on?
We have no games going currently, but you're welcome to challenge any sports people.
Oh, I don't think I could myself.
Well, I noticed they're hitting it with their arms, and I do have 4 of them, which might give us a distinct advantage. I can hit balls.
I can jump pretty high.
I'd love to see you two take on the locals and win us some money.
Elijah, your horns, you can hit the ball with your
I
horns.
feel like they'd get in the way. And
You hear the snake women say, we do play on 4x4 teams here at the Beast Beaches, so if you're looking to game on our courts, you'll need to assemble a 4-person team.
JP, Owsley, you guys, you down with this ball volleying sport they're playing? Are you even familiar? You guys know the rules of this thing? What is that they're playing over there?
Oi, if you guys are interested in playing some volleyball, I used to play back in primary school. I was one of the best on my team. I would hit the ball, I would spike it, I would serve it. I dare say I could play volleyball with the best of them. I mean, Penny Lane was the true baller in our crew, but I would be happy to help teach you how to play this wonderful game.
Well, teaching will be a requisite, but we're trying to gain a little dough, too, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you want to do a little bit of betting? Well, it'll be up to those folks out there if they're willing to bet, but judging by the looks of us, I'd say anyone would be a fool not to take the bet. And he's kind of gesturing to you all who have been traveling through the woods for 2 weeks. You are wearing the clothes that you were wearing at the festival. You have the smell of burning soot about you from the arson that you committed at Valley Jam. And in that spirit, you notice that the snake women are eyeing you. We would like very much for you to settle your tab before heading out to play games.
I hand him the gold for the drinks, $60.
I'll pay for the
$60.
appetizers.
Oh, you are ordering appetizers then?
Oh yeah, we're not gonna go and leave for volleyball until after the drinks and appetizers.
You must have your priorities. So what are you going to get for appetizers? There's pretty much anything you can imagine at a beach bar.
Some fried to snack on, like some fried like clam strips or something like that.
Fried fish tails.
Fried fish tails and fried clam strips.
Coming right up. Give me 1 second. I got to go grab the rules. I think I left them in the living room.
Oh, no worries.
So Xantor is not going to eat any of this. He's worried about cramping. He wants to be in prime physical form for this. And he's also going to be looking around for a shower. I'm sure there's one of those little beach showers or something around, something to kind of hose off a little bit. He's going to strip down, too. He's really going to try to put it out there. He's kind of hot on these snake women, as I'm sure everybody in the bar at these kind of bars generally are. So in combination of, like, learning the game, making bank, having fun at the beach, he's also like minorly trying to flirt with the snake women at the same time. So can Xandor do a perception for like a little beach shower kind of thing?
Yeah, totally. Roll for perception.
Yeah, you mentioning our stinky clothes makes me want to like
12.
Rinse mine off as well.
A 12 is pretty low, but there are showers, and so it's not that you don't spot it right away because you don't necessarily know what you're looking for. But as you're looking for it, you're going to make enough of a scene that King Kenzie is going to come up behind you and say, I guess I could see. John Paul is quite right. If we're going to blend in, we should probably alter our appearances slightly, and we should clean ourselves up. I'm going to shower while we wait for the food. He's going to point out a nearby bathhouse or beach shower. It is inside of a restroom area.
Elijah's going to join them as well and freshen up before the food gets out.
Granny Glenda will do that too.
Nice. Xantor's will.
I'll wait here. I'll wait for the food. You all go on ahead. I'll shower afterwards.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Of course. So you guys all get cleaned up and head back to the bar. Your food is now waiting at your table along with what remains of your drinks. You see that somehow John Paul has managed to get out of the clothes that you've seen him in this entire time, and he is now wearing like a headband and short shorts and like no shirt, and is wearing like wrist sweat bands as well. And he's like, all right, are you guys ready to become ballers? We're going to volley some balls.
Oh,
Did you change at the table?
What do you mean? This is what I've been wearing.
Yeah, I imagine him and Xantor probably walked out at the same time, like shirtless, like broed out together. And like, yeah, Xantor would definitely like try to throw him a high five in a typical beach fashion.
Yeah, and smack, like, and it's like, yeah. And then it's a hard cut to... You're all at the back at the bar
Like
talking
a comic
about,
book high five, slap, yeah.
All right, so here's how this works. I'm going to teach you guys how to be bowlers. You've got to make sure that you're using your time with the ball wisely, okay? Because we all only have so much we can do each round. You can try to make a point. You can try to pass the ball. You can also try to send a ball back to the other side if they try to score a point. And he's going to continue explaining the technique in his beautiful, faux, nearly offensive British accent while I explain these rules in my normal narrator voice. So, in this volleyball challenge, you guys are all going to roll for initiative along with your opponents. You're going to then act in initiative where, just like normal, you have an action, a bonus action, and a reaction per round. Your action can be used to attempt to score, and it can also be used to replenish your reaction. Your bonus action can be used to pass the volleyball and give someone advantage. Unlike normal combat, you cannot use a bonus action in an action. You cannot attempt to score with your action. You can only replenish your reaction if you're going to use your bonus action. Your reaction is an attempt to prevent a score. So just like you can use a skill to attempt to score with your action, be that athletics or acrobatics or, for whatever reason, animal handling, you can attempt to prevent a score with your reaction. Once everyone is out of reactions, if someone attempts to once a team is out of reactions, any attempt to score against them will be an automatic success.
Oh, so like the volley aspect. Gotcha.
Yeah. So again, now that we've talked about all of these, you can use your action to attempt to score or to replenish your reactions. So 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people can all react to the same volley and attempt to send it back. But remember, you only get 1 reaction per round unless you choose to use your action to replenish your reaction. If you replenish your reaction as an action, then you have a chance to use a bonus action to pass the ball to someone else, which is going to give them an advantage. And this is a setup for a spike. You can use a bonus action to set up someone for a spike, which will give them advantage on their attempt to score. And it's also going to move them next in initiative. As a reaction, you can attempt to prevent a score. So we're going to go ahead and... So anyways, that's basically how you play volleyball. It's really easy. It's going to take a bit of athletics, but you guys are all warriors. Let's go meet our opponents, you know?
Guys, hold up 1 second. I got to pay for them appetizers real quick.
Hello, Elijah.
I didn't want to walk out on you.
The snake women talk to you very seductively.
Hey.
It's the girthy horns.
Damn this girth.
Why would you say such a thing to us?
Sorry. I was talking to myself. How much do I owe you for them appetizers there?
On the house. This time.
Oh, I insist.
They are very offended, and they look very sad, and they say, it was...
You see, there's this little rat folk that I'm, friends with, and everyone's assuming... I apologize.
The narrator knew it.
Xantor runs up and grabs him by the shoulders. It's like, don't even worry about this, Elijah. They're trying to give it to us for free, man. They love us. They're proud of us. They probably know of Trace Kinos. They probably want to see us tear up the band and tear up the beach out here.
What is Trace Kinos?
It's my pretty
ladies.
Cool band.
Yeah, that's our band. We're playing all over the road. We're up and down. We're everywhere. We're famous at the festival, the Ren Fair where the kings and queens
Roll for
were.
deception. You see them looking at Xantor, and they're sort of skeptical, but they're also intrigued.
Xantor's awesome, man. You should see the size of his sticker thump.
9.
Why don't you all just leave? And they sort of hiss at you in unison.
Xantor winks at him and walks away.
I'm just gonna drop $55 on the bar and hope it pays for it. You can keep the change.
So you head out to the beach, and you see that there are some folks sort of warming up, 2 people on each side of the volleyball net, playing around. There's one person who is an elephant folk. There is another person who is your quintessential beach bod out lifeguard bro. There is a bird folk woman in a yellow polka dot bikini. And there is an individual of nondescript expression wearing a singlet, sort of onesie style bathing suit, and they are a weasel person. So we've got a weasel, a bro, a human bro, a bird person in a yellow polka dot bikini, and an elephant folk. And they all sort of, their game pitters to a close as you approach, and the elephant person looks at you. Well, hey guys, how are y'all doing? Or you guys want to play some ball? My name's Gil.
Oh, sure, sweetie. That sounds like fun. Although I do ask that you go easy on an old woman like me.
Roll for persuasion to see if you convince Gil to take it easy on you.
It's going to be 19.
Well, you see his expression sort of soften. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't take it easy on you. You're such a nice-looking old lady. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call you old, but I was repeating your words. But, wow, why don't we... You guys, if you guys want to play, that's cool. We love playing. These are my friends. Birdfolk over there. Her name's Sarah. I didn't just make that up. Bro Chad, his name's Chad. And, you know, there's the Weasel over there. Weasel just prefers to go by the name Tree. So we're going to call Weasel Tree. Is that cool with you guys? You know, we love playing volleyball, so let's get this game going.
I can't promise to remember all those names, but I'm
honestly,
ready to play.
Me neither. So he begins to. We're gonna take this side. It's our favorite side. We'll start the match. We'll flip a coin to see who goes first, but we'll pick first because we got that home field advantage. And you hear John Paul speaking up from behind. Well, hold on now. Before we get this game started, there's just one thing we want to discuss. And he sort of puts his hands on his hips, prominently featuring his wrist sweatbands. We want to make this a little interesting. How do you feel about putting some money on this game?
JP, are you sure about this, man? You know we're amateurs.
This was your idea, Santoy. Didn't you want to make some money?
No, he's saying it like loudly so that everybody can hear. He's not trying to like whisper it to JP. He's trying to.
Sorry, I don't want to blow your cover. Hold on, let me roll stealth to see if I said that silently. Xantor, I thought this was your idea. He tries to whisper to you, but he's very loud about it. And you see that Gil and Sarah and Tree and Chad all look at you guys very skeptically now.
Hey, guys, I mean, admittedly, we are like lovers of the beach and all, but I think JP's maybe played a little bit, but you got to be easy on us, man. I've literally just learned the rules to this game.
We're not taking it easy. Oh, sorry. We're not taking it easy on you guys. I thought that old lady was acting fishy, but you guys are up to something. Let's play ball. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and roll for initiative to see who starts, who's gonna serve, and whoever wins is gonna end up serving.
Do we decide on our team if Elijah's gonna be the fourth, or is he?
I assume it's John Paul, Elijah.
Okay. Okay.
Grady, Glenda. Owsley is not athletic in the slightest.
All right. Well, I think without doesn't need to be said, I should probably stay in the back row because I'm pretty sure my horns are going to get stuck in this net at some point if I'm up at the front.
That's facts.
So I'm going to stay in the back row and we'll rotate otherwise. How about that?
I'm trying to get it to JP. Like, he said he's
keep him up front, I
he's
think.
a pro. Like,
him and Granny Glinda up front, I think, because of she said she's a bit of a jumper.
As you guys talk about giving the ball to JP, you see that his sweatband becomes rapidly filled with sweat, like he's kind of nervous. He's like, I am a volleyballer. And he's going to take... So we got Elijah is going to be back right. We've got John Paul front right, Granny Glinda front left, and Xantor back left.
I'd like to do JP the favor of removing that water from his sweatband so it's ready to go.
He reaches up and feels his head, and he's slightly inspired now, and he looks back at you, gives you a big old thumbs up, and he's like, you see him shaking a little bit, but
you got this, buddy.
I do got this. Yeah, you're right. So let's roll for initiative.
I rolled a natural 20.
Hell yeah, nice. I rolled a 12 with my bonus.
I got a 13.
Ooh, that could set us up for some nice combos. Right after each other like that?
Spike it.
Yeah.
So, John Paul got an 8, so he's going to go last.
Is our initiative like on the like we'll do our whole team in initiative order and then their whole team in initiative order, or is it?
No, we've got full initiative here,
Okay.
and it actually does alternate very naturally.
Nice.
So that'll work well. Just a reminder, you guys will on your turn, you can use your action to attempt to score or to replenish your reactions if you have used them. If you do that, then you can use your bonus action to pass. Your reaction can be used to attempt to prevent the other team from scoring, and you all can use your reactions on the same attempt. But once you're out of reactions, the other team can automatically score on you.
How many reactions? Is it just one person?
You have one per person, but you can
you.
use your action to replenish and
it.
then use a bonus action to give one of your teammates advantage by
Gotcha.
setting
So
them
obviously
up
you
for a spike.
couldn't like try to use an action to score and a bonus action to pass because that doesn't even make sense.
Correct.
You can't do
Yeah.
both.
Right, exactly.
So could you still try to score and bonus action give advantage?
No, you
Okay,
cannot.
so you kind of just lose your bonus action when you try to score.
When you try to score, you do not get to use your bonus action.
Cool.
The only way you get a bonus action is if you're replenishing your reactions.
Perfect.
And you guys get to choose what skill you're going to use for this challenge. Of course, athletics and acrobatics are going to be the natural choice, but it is your flavor to describe how you handle this. Granny Glinda, you are going to start off in the back corner for your serve and then rush forward to your front position. Get us started.
Okie dokie. So she is going to run in like faster than expected, showing her speed and jumping up into the air and sending the ball across the other side. I'm going to roll, oh no, acrobatics, but I got a 9, so...
Did you roll a 9, or what was your rolled score?
I rolled a 4.
Could that be like a net ball and like has to reserve? You get one of those?
No. What's going to happen there? It's all contested. They're going to make a reaction to send it back, and so they succeed at their volley. And we're going to say that Tree, the weasel folk, is going to jump up and just with a front hand knock, boom, send that right flying back.
Can I use my reaction to volley it, or?
Who's at the front right now? It's JP and Xantor?
No, a reaction is not an attempt to score. Okay. So,
what? No, it would be block it like that, like stick your hands up and be a blocker in front of the net.
You could do that.
But I'm in the back row with Granny.
It doesn't matter. You'll be able to move forward and backwards wherever you need to. Okay, so Tree, uses his reaction to block, and he's going to send the ball over to his teammate Gil.
Okay.
Gil is going to make an attempt to score. And he rolls a 12. Are you guys going to let that score go through, or are you guys going to use a reaction to attempt to stop it?
I'll use a reaction to
All right.
like dive down with my hands and try to have it pop back up in
All
the
right,
air.
go ahead and roll.
Oh man, that went from a 19 to a 9.
But it's going to add whatever
yeah.
your bonuses are, and 10 is the number to beat.
Oh, nice. So yeah, I'm good.
So you manage to, boom, send the ball back up into the air, setting up Xantor for the next volley.
Yeah, he'll attempt to score with the acrobatics in a very acrobatic way. 16.
All right. So in response, you see you send the ball flying over the net, and Sarah is going to leap up into the air and sort of flutter her wings in an attempt to get to the height to block it. And you see that she does manage to get the height, but the ball bounces right off of her fist and sends flying out of bounds a referee that you did not realize was there, because they're a chameleon folk who has been blending in.
Whoa.
Lifts up a score. Score!
Hey man,
Newcomers!
she allowed to be flying like that?
Where
No flying, no flying.
You've come from. Okay.
He switches back colors and he blends in, and you see that it just looks once more like an empty referee chair is there, and there's some signs floating in the air. Xantor's score.
Does an arm pump. But yeah, his score.
Chad is going to return the volley. He picks up the ball, throws it into the air, boom, sends it knocked back. He's going to make an attempt to score, and he rolls an 18.
Can I use my reaction to
That's
try to
what.
block?
Yeah.
I already used mine, so I cannot.
And we'll do the same thing. Acrobatics. 11.
So you see the powerful serve coming, leaping into the air. You swing your arm in order to hit the ball, only to realize too late that you swung the wrong arm. And had you swung your lower arm, you might have hit the ball, but your upper arm goes flying uselessly over it, and they're going to score a point. So it is now, you see the chameleon appear again. 1-1.
Could Granny dive at it with her reaction?
Oh, yeah, my apologies.
As he misses?
Do you want to use your reaction, Granny Glinda?
It's a pretty high number to beat.
And that would be our last. Well, JP has a reaction too.
He does.
Does JP want to use his reaction?
Up to you.
You see JP is watching the ball as it flies past Xantor, his eyes wide. It is almost as though the whole world goes in slow motion as he looks scared, almost like an Elijah in the headlights. What is he going to do? Will he react? Can he handle it? That's a mighty powerful shot. He rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
No.
So you see that he actually attempts to jump and hit the ball as it flies past you, Xantor, and he just utterly misses and nuts himself as his arm comes back around, and you hear, oh! Oh! And he's going to have disadvantage on his attempt to score this round. So, Granny Glenda, do you want to try to block this?
It's cursed. I'm not touching it. No.
Chad scores an amazing point as 2 members of the Happy Tricksters crew use their. You know what? We have to do a little retcon real quick. We didn't decide how much money you guys are gambling on this. We talked about making it interesting, but we didn't set the bets.
I was gonna bet $100 is what popped up in my head.
Xantor?
That's
I could just bet for the party if you guys want to keep it as
that's
that.
fine with Xantor.
Just
Xantor
do
got a
it.
little spooked once
$100 for the team to bet.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
$100 on the game. Okay. the round. We should have done this before the game started.
That was what I was thinking.
You
though.
guys aren't very confident in your
Yeah,
ability.
we're down a point, but I'm gonna be honest, and that was the initial bet that I was thinking.
We're tied.
There's going to be 3 rounds too, probably. So,
Oh yeah, it's 1-1 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
let's see. It is 1-2 currently. They just scored
A second one.
a second. Or am I wrong?
I think
Yeah, I think
I
it's
think we
1-1.
scored. Yeah, I think we scored
one,
one, and then they scored one.
Okay, good. You're
But
even.
JP just got balled. Disadvantage.
JP did
We're not
just
looking
get balled.
Somebody's screaming at us right now because we're wrong on the score.
The chameleon's laughing.
Let us know in the comments sections. It is Elijah Woodstone's turn.
All right. So yeah, this is Oh man. Okay. So I'm gonna throw something at you here. Because I used my reaction last time, what I would like to do. Oh man, but then I don't get a bonus action. Because I want to replenish my reaction, but I'm kind of in a serving position right now. So what I was thinking is, like, I know I technically don't get a bonus action when I replenish my reaction.
Well, we would say that you serve the ball, but you just don't get an attempt to score.
Like, I'm not trying to score
You
with
won't get,
the
you
serve.
won't, yeah, you won't get an attempt to score.
Okay.
So we'll just say you make a serve to start the volley.
Yeah, just like a simple serve that's easy to retrieve kind of thing. Okay, cool. That's where I was going with it. Almost like a pass.
I'm with it.
Yeah. That's going to be 17 plus 4.
And who are you
21. And I want to go for... well, I guess that's just a lob. So I'm
you
just
didn't need to roll for that, by the way.
Oh, I didn't?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The replenish reaction automatically happens, and the pass automatically happens.
Oh, cool. Nice. Okay, so just a lob over to Gil.
All right. Who are you going to give advantage to on their next thing? You get to choose a teammate to give advantage to.
Granny, because she has a reaction left.
Okie dokie. You serve the ball in just a way so that whenever the person who returns it makes their attempt to return, they will have to send it right into Granny Glenda's section. It is Sarah's attempt to return, and she is going to attempt to score, and she rolls a natural 1. So
right to the net.
It goes right into the net, and you guys get an automatic point without needing to use any reaction.
Woo.
Does the chameleon pop out again?
The chameleon pops out.
He's in a different spot.
2-1. Yeah, now he's over here. He's like the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
You could just see his teeth and eyes. It is now John Paul's turn, and you see he is quaking and shaking. He's so nervous. He says,
Don't worry, man. Sometimes you don't have to be powerful. Just like get it over. Just get it over the net. Focus on getting it over.
serving 1, and he's gonna make his attempt to score. He's doing that with disadvantage because he nutted himself. And with his advantage, he's gonna get a disadvantage. He gets a 13, and so Chad is going to attempt to return that. Chad rolled a 6. Gil is quite verklempt, and you see that he is going to dart forward and attempt to return. Gil rolled a 2. So we watch as John Paul, his sweatbands once more filled to the brim with moisture, just dripping down his face, throw the ball into the air, and boom, the perfect serve. Each of the other teammates try to leap forward and block it, and it just goes straight through them like the eye of the needle to land in the sand inside the rink.
Another point. 3-1.
3-1.
What's the reaction count on their team? How many reactions do they have left?
That would be something you would have to keep track of yourself if you wanted to know that.
Xandor's not doing that.
Nope, I wasn't either.
You're looking for that chameleon.
It is now Tree's turn, and it's we can say this to metagame a little bit, but Tree is the last person to go in this round, so everything's going to reset after Tree's turn.
Gotcha.
So he's going to make his attempt to score, and he rolled a 3. Are you guys going to contest his 3?
Yeah. If that's weak enough, I'm gonna go
Granny Glenda is the only person with a reaction remaining.
Oh, I thought I replenished. No.
Oh, yeah, you did. That's true.
No. Go ahead. If you, whoever, either one of us. We're going to make eyes.
I
and
have
then-
advantage on it, so maybe I shouldn't because the
Save it.
three.
Save it. Save the advantage.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Since it's just all right. So I'm just gonna go and like try not to get stuck in the net, but go up to the net and do like the classic volleyball block where my hands are just straight up and it just goes into my hands and tries to fall
Roll
down.
for it, my friend.
Dirty 20.
All right. So with your dirty 20 against their 3, the ball just plamp, falls to the ground. You hear a small crowd has gathered, and they roar. Yeah, look at that. Who are these newcomers? Yeah, get some roar. That is awesome.
That's 4 by my count, baby. What do we play to in this game? It's my first time. I didn't know if you do.
I guess we normally play to 5, and we do a 2 out of 3 rounds, so.
How about we play to 10? Double or nothing.
Well, that's.
I'm just kidding. I'm just ruffling your feathers there. Bird folks
it's
flying
kind
around.
of the same. I mean, but we're already going to play to 10. You have to win 2 rounds to whip up. Whatever. It is now.
Got inside your head.
It's Granny Glenda's turn, and she has advantage on this serve.
Come on, Granny.
Okay, I'm gonna Granny Glenda style it and sleight of hand that thing, and kind of
Alright.
do a little bit of a trick shot, dirty
Like a little
shot.
English.
Yeah.
Yeah, put a little spin on that bad boy.
Spin on it.
Little hawk to a spin on it.
I don't know. I got a 22.
Yeah, so you send it flying, and it goes like it's going to go straight to the opposing front left, and at the last moment it curves hard. They're going to attempt. You see Sarah jump. She misses. You see Tree attempt, and he lands in the sand next to Sarah. Misses. You see the other members of the opposing team look at each other and shake their heads. They're not going to waste this. Boom. Point for the Happy Tricksters.
So that's 2
Oh,
reactions.
wait.
That's game.
This is, since that's game point,
They
I guess
are gonna go
they
for
all
it.
should
Okay.
go for it. Yeah. Realizing that it's game point. What did you get?
22.
You see Gil leap forward, flying through the air, his fist forward, and he just misses with a 21.
Oh, man.
Chad, certain and determined to win the game
Not
for his
Chad.
crew, muscles rippling,
Not Chad.
oiled bod glistening in the sun.
He's so handsome.
He leaps, and in his fervor, for some strange reason, he reaches out with his foot and kicks the ball. And you hear the referee yell, "That's a foul!
Oh.
Game! Whoever these folks are."
I'm new to this, but I was going to say that there's no way that's legal.
It's definitely against the rules. You can't kick it. In volleyball, you've got to volley it. Kickball is a different game, not to be confused with football. They're all different games.
So many balls.
Well, hey, listen, if you guys want to just call it there, honestly, like, we've been playing all day, and you guys just summarily kicked our asses. I'd kind of rather, you guys are going to have to buy the beer, but why don't we take it back to our pad, and let's just party? Yeah.
That sounds good, man. That was a good game. We got a little bit of that beginner's luck going on, I think. It tends to happen.
Yeah, you got our boys, Bucks.
Well, yeah, here we go. And you see Gil reach into his swimming trunks and pull out $100 in small bills, and he hands it to you, or in small coins, and he hands the $20 or the $100 to you, and he says, "Look, as long as you're buying beer tonight, I don't really mind. I could just remember who your friends are, right? Let's go back to my place."
I was going to say, definitely, like, the drinks are expensive as hell around here. So
Oh, I know a place. I got.
we
a
can
store.
maybe, like, go to the store and get something.
Yeah, let's go. And you see Gil's going to grab a towel, and he's going to start toweling off his elephant bod, and everybody's packing up. They're like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's go back to the house. Let's party."
Thinking about the store, Elijah in his head, he said, I wonder if Jimmy James ever been to the beach.
in the distance in your heart, you just hear like a.
You'd have so much fun.
Yeah, Xantor would check to see if there's any, did we finish off the appetizers and everything? He would try to scavenge some of those on his way out. Make sure he's getting King up and, King, did you see us? Did you see? We kicked ass, man. It was the best.
Yes, you guys are so inspirational. I am so lucky to have you as friends.
And he starts crying again.
He's like, I love you guys.
You just get it out, man. You let it out.
Oh, it's so much emotion.
Granny Glenda gives him a cookie.
What kind of cookie is this, Granny Glenda?
It's a normal one.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna eat the cookie.
Roll for it. Is it true?
It's like you're giving him a sleep cookie. So
Yeah, so he'd quit his bitching.
No, man. You gotta let it out. But eventually, like, we're gonna need you to
I'm
lead us.
here. Why do I have to be the leader?
Because you wish for it, man.
He's like, he just kind of shuts up and nods his head, and he's going to follow the group. You guys see that Gil is walking down the road towards a small circle of bungalows in an off street. There is a bodega just before the turn towards the bungalows that he seems to be leading you all towards. And he walks into the bodega. Inside, he greets the shopkeeper. Well, hey, what's up, Bruce? Let's go. We need some beers. These guys are going to grab them, I think. And, maybe they need some other stuff. I don't know. But, hey, Bruce has got great stuff here. Hey, g'day, Bruce. How's it going? It's good to see you. My name's Bruce.
Nice
Bruce,
to
at
meet
your
you, man.
service. And
Yeah. We just won a nice game of volleyball, and we're gonna treat our new friends here to some drinks. and
Righto, yeah,
they're
that
treating us
checks
to
out.
the hospitality of their bungalows.
Well, those bungalows are a fun place to party. Just make sure you look out for the yellow stuff. You don't want to be eating that now, but...
What's that?
Yellow stuff.
Oh, don't worry about that. They're just some wild party animals, They've got all sorts of different things over there.
Note to self: yellow stuff.
Yes, the
On
brown...
that note, you sell ammo in these parts?
I've got ammunition for sure. I've got racks of regular bullets here, shotgun shells, slugs, and I've got, for the connoisseur, I've got this one thing here. And Bruce is going to go behind the counter and he's going to pull out like a velvet box. And the velvet box opens and there's a single bullet in it. He says, "This is my one and only explosive round."
Well, I got my Black Betty here. It's a pure shotgun, sawed-off masher and destruction maker. I love it. I'll
Is
take
it
5
sawed
of
off?
your
I'm
bird
pretty
shots.
sure Did you saw it off?
Oh, yeah. He would have sawed it off on the
He would
journey.
have immediately.
He's trying to tuck it in his gear.
All right, so it's he says, "Well, yes, this is an explosive round for a shotgun. It works a lot like a hollow point, but it's." And he kind of flips it over and shows you that there's a small explosive package on it, and he says, "It'll make a pretty big fireball though wherever you shoot it."
Xantor smiles hugely. What are these going for? I definitely want to get all, as much as I can, but,
Sure. It's going to be 50 gold a round for the regular buckshot or slugs, and then it's going to be 150 gold for the explosive round if you want it.
He'll take 2 of the slugs and 1 the explosive.
All right. So,
How much for that poster on the wall with the little cat hanging on the line that says "Hang in there"?
well, don't know if I can get another one of those, but if my name's not Bruce, then I'm not doing it right. And Bruce sells things. I'll sell you that poster for $5.
Oh, I'll take it. I got a friend who's down in the dumps, and I think that might make him happy.
He goes and gets a small ladder out of the back and climbs to where he has the poster hanging and rolls it up. He says, "Now you guys need some booze too, right?"
Oh yeah, I'd say. What do y'all think? Like 3-4 cases of beer?
Well, how many are those?
10 folks here, I think. Xantor's counting up the crew of 6, I believe, and then the 4 other volleyball
Let's go
players.
5 cases of beer.
You hear Gil go, "Right on, man. Y'all like to party." And he's you see you see Bruce say, righto then, I guess. 5 cases of beer at 20 gold a case, or $20 a case. That's going to bring you to $100 plus 5 for the poster. And Xantor, you got the explosive round and 2 regular rounds, so $250.
Yeah, he pays him over and is completely out of gold.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, that game basically paid for us to party tonight. So
Hell yeah.
congratulations
And I got
to
the
us.
fireworks, baby.
Yeah.
So you
And I
all-
got this nice poster for King.
Does Granny Glenda want to purchase anything while we're here?
I don't think so.
You see JP buy some candy bars, and he's going to fill his pocket with various sugary treats, and say, all right then, let's go. Good to see you there, Bruce, John Paul says, and then Bruce says, yeah, Bruce, of course, love you, Bruce. And it's at this moment you realize that they have almost the exact same voice. They look at each other quizzically and then turn around before the universe collapses, as they are both essentially the same person.
What?
I just only had the same. I just realized I used the same voice for both of them. So the crew, now laden with beer, follows Gil across the street and around the corner to a series of bungalows. You see that 3 of the 5 bungalows, small studio-style beach houses, seem to be furnished and occupied as though they are lived in regularly. 2 of the bungalows are empty, as though they are like guest houses. And Gil says, all right, now if you guys want, you can hang out, party with us. You can have a crash in the bungalow over there. No big deal. We got 2 of them. It's a good place to sleep. You guys were fun to play ball with. Let's see if you guys are fun to drink with. Let's go. You
Y'all
guys play any
don't-
jams?
Y'all don't like make people pass out with tacos and take their shit, do you?
I was just about to ask that.
I gave you money. You're the one who took my shit.
I want to see the yellow stuff.
We just had a bad encounter last time
No,
we
you
hung
heard
out.
about the yellow stuff. Hey, man, if you guys are trying to get freaky, I'm down to get high. Like, we could do some weird shit.
What is this yellow stuff?
Well, it's like this crazy crystal, and it makes all your bad feelings into good feelings.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Is it habit forming?
It's not habit forming.
Hey, King, check this out.
I'm gonna
What-
roll
what's your
insight on that.
Granny Glenda can roll insight.
That's gonna be a 22.
With your 22, Granny Glenda would be familiar with, in your life as a poisoner and as a chemical expert, you've heard of people distilling the sassafras root to get a tea or or extracts from it that cause whoever consumes it to be extremely happy, very touchy-feely, and that this is not unheard of even in your far past. You've heard of substances like this, and they do usually, when extracted, turn a yellowish brown. That's all very familiar to you. In your time, they probably would have called it happy dust.
I think they used to call this happy dust, fellas, back in our day.
So it's not going to send me into like a terrible panic like that cigarette did?
Exactly the opposite.
I mean, everybody's body reacts different.
I mean, whether or not it's terrifying, I think it's still worth, trying everything once.
I dare say I would do anything to feel better right now. I'm so emotional. And King Kenzie is just going to sort of, where do we go do this? I'm ready.
King, I got this for you. Yeah, I figured maybe we could like hang it up on
Oh
the
my God,
inside
is that
of the
the
roof.
cat?
It's a cat.
What does it say?
It says hang in there, man.
I'm trying to hang in there.
He's hanging in there. You can hang in there. Look at him.
I am a cat that can hang in there. I am this poster. I am this poster.
We're gonna save it. I'm gonna sticky tack it up on the ceiling of the van so you can just lay back and look at it anytime you need to.
Xantor, where is your kitty?
Meow. It's funny. It was a Drake. Drake, where's the kitty?
You see Drake and the kitty are just sort of have been following behind us the entire time. They are locked in a sort of sibling battle where the Drake and the kitty are they're like at one another, but they are following. They're right there.
can I please pet your kitty?
Sure thing. Come on up here, buddy. And he like gestures for Penelope's cat.
Roll for animal handling.
And I might have the name wrong. Is Penelope? Whose cat is this? Penelope's cat? That's what I got written down here.
Yeah,
but, okay.
Penelope is the fairy queen of the quarry. Who I believe your character is in love with. You did profess love for Penny Lane in the last episode.
I meant Penelope. Yeah, but Xantor's kind of
you have thus far resisted Penny Lane's attempts to riz you up.
Okay. 14 on the animal handling.
Yeah, so Boots reluctantly listens to your call and jumps into your lap, and you see we're going to have King Kenzie walks up and attempts to pet the cat, and he rolls a 16 on his animal handling, and so he says, "Come here, little kitty," and he speaks some sort of cat language, and you see him pet the cat, and he seems to feel a little better. I suppose I'm getting better. I need to just balance myself out. Listen, let's crack some beers and go take some of this happy dust. And he's going to follow Gil into the far right bungalow. Yeah. And you walk in, and there are a half dozen other folks that you have not met. Beautiful people clad in feathery clothing lying on the couch. You see that they are smoking those cigarettes that you've seen festival goers and wooks smoking. You see that they are already drinking their own brews, and you see that on the table is a small pile of yellow crystalline dust. Well, look, guys, this is the yellow stuff right here, and if you want to try it, you can go ahead and try it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's basically just a massive dose of happy goodness. And
do we eat it?
You see him lick his finger and stick it in the pile, and then stick his finger back in his mouth. Only a little bit, though. Make sure you only have a little bit. A little goes a long way.
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna dip my finger in it.
Okay. Who all is going to attempt the happy dust?
I'll do it. Granny Glinda will do it.
Xantor's having fun.
Everyone roll a sleight of hand to see if you're able to take a small dose.
Small amount. Oh, no.
14.
Did you all lick your fingers like he did before putting it in?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're going to roll this with disadvantage.
Oh.
Xantor's a little hesitant to the whole thing. He like acts cool, but in actuality is not trying to be that dangerous, so he would not have like licked his finger. He rolled a 23 on the sleight of hand.
Okay.
I rolled 2 15s plus 4 for 19.
14.
You all take reasonable doses of the happy dust, the yellow stuff, the crystalline cure for what ails. And after a short period of time, the world around you seems to feel a little bit brighter. The colors of the bungalows seem to be enhanced. Sounds become more pleasurable, almost sensual, as every movement seems to fill you with delight. These strangers in the room feel like long friends. Time takes on its own timbre, as the only evidence of its passage becomes the movement of the sun in the sky from afternoon into evening into night.
Xantor's just thinking about Penelope, and he's like getting all in his feels about her and missing her and stuff, and he's like petting the cat, and it's like feeling really, really good, and then he's opening up his journal, and he's looking at all he's been through, and he's just like reminiscing and just like feeling pretty fucking groovy, and just loving the way that Boots
Roll
feels.
for perception.
Trying to pull Drake over, and just getting a pile of animals is what he's kind of trying to do. I got a 15 on perception.
So with your 15, as you're writing in your journal, thinking about Penelope and petting Boots and loving the way it feels, you suddenly realize that you are actually petting King Kenzie, who has placed his head in your lap and is making purring noises as you pet him.
He's just as happy about that.
Oh, that's so good, Xantor.
He leans down and kisses him on the forehead a little bit. He's like, "It's okay, King.
Yes,
We got you, baby.
Quick
we got
question.
you."
You said it was starting to get evening time, and just wondering if we're on the ocean side where we're seeing the sunset into the ocean, or is that happening behind us?
The sun is sets in the west, right? And the water's on the west. So
Okay,
you would
nice.
have your view of the ocean. Sunset would involve your view of the ocean would involve the sunset.
I'm definitely chilling and vibing to that sunset, sitting at like the edge of the beach by the because the bungalows are on the beach as well.
They're across the street from the beach.
Okay,
but
so
you can
get to
see
it?
the beach from here.
So yeah, I'm just kind of sitting in front of the bungalows,
Yeah.
staring out at that massive ocean, and thinking to myself and being like, man, like this is crazy. Like it's the Warlocks. We're gonna get back home. It's gonna happen. We're gonna save the farm. I'm gonna get my book back. I'm gonna kill whoever has it. And it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful, man.
As you're planning and contemplating the future, a car flies by, and the lights leave trails as it passes, accenting the sunset.
Those cars are stinky. And then I guess man, I don't know. I feel myself as Elijah getting a little tired.
Yeah, totally. So,
Granny Glinda's gonna curl up in Elijah's horns.
Yeah, you just hang out up there, Granny. His neck is strong.
so
Make a little
I'd say
hammock.
roll for stealth to see if he notices you getting into his horns.
It's 15.
Elijah, roll for perception.
18,
So you do notice,
but I don't
it.
care.
Yeah, and you're totally cool with it. You're becoming tired as the evening goes on, and Gil says, "Well, if any of you guys want to go to bed, there's the guest bungalows. Each have 3 beds in them. You guys are welcome to sleep there. I'm probably gonna stay up and keep this party going." Gil's like, you see that he's like dancing to the sound of the waves, and it sort of looks like yoga positions, and Kata's moving sloppily, and his trunk is like waving and wiggling in the air, mimicking his sloppy hand movements as he spins on one big elephant.
It's like
foot.
an elephant doing Tai Chi.
It's exactly that is exactly what it is.
Yeah, Xandor would be inspired by that and would kind of like gently push off King and like, make way and set King's head down on a pillow or something, and then get up and start like doing all 4 of his arms in like a wavy motion and just like kind of dancing all around the room.
Roll for performance.
Xandor's not a very good performer, but he got a 12.
Everyone is high enough to be mesmerized by your actions as you dance in the room under the influence of the happy dust. The group, ooh, yes, yes, Xantor. They start cheering, Trace Kinos.
Yeah, Xandor's not really talking; he's just making like noises.
They all sort of they think you're singing, and so they're gonna try to sing along. And the room becomes filled with strange noises as all these animal folk and people try to sing together to a song with no words and no melody nor rhythm.
I guess as he's doing this, he'd want to do like a perception check, because probably about now he's starting to feel like, where the fuck are we? And he's like just making sure there's no like, like dangerous shit around.
Yeah, sure. Roll for perception.
17.
So with your 17 as you're dancing, as you're contemplating, it occurs to you that it's very strange that the individual at the bodega thought it was so normal for you to be buying ammunition with this group of beach partiers, and you look around the room and you see that there are other guns in the room and other piles of drugs, and you begin to realize that you're in some sort of a drug dealer village.
Welcome to Yamia.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he's like, still feeling the effects, still very loving, but slightly off.
Yeah,
off
you're
kilter by that.
There's no indication that these people are at all hostile to you, but like this place is armed like an army and filled to the brim with illicit substances.
I would just encourage him to stay up and make sure like his crew doesn't completely fall asleep or anything.
Encourage.
Xantor would try to stay up and not fall asleep, and then he'd also like, look out for Granny, look out for Elijah, look out for King and JP and Owsley, and make sure they're all like, he doesn't want everybody else to be asleep and him be the only one awake. Like he's trying to just keep an eye out for everybody.
Yeah. So I know that Elijah has become tired and is beginning to rest. How's Granny feeling as the party goes on?
Granny's probably not at all upset about the noticing that they're potential drug dealers. She's like here for it. She's like, yeah, well, I've dealt drugs a day or two in my time. I've made those poisons for many years, and I've been around the block, and I feel quite comfortable. I think I might go take a nap as well.
Yeah, Xantor's a little bit more at ease. He trusts Granny to know about this kind of stuff, and he's like, all right, okay, and just kind of they have that exchange, and he kind of goes back to what he was doing.
And I would say, Eli's crashing, but definitely like if we are like in that rest, at some point he woke up in the middle of the night to continue partying, but doesn't remember. So like when he does wake up after this rest, he's gonna have like all the horns, the tips of his horns have like a beer can, like kind of like he was keeping count of his beers when he doesn't really remember.
Yeah. So and Xantor, you're staying up the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Xantor, you would and Granny Glenda, are you going to rest at all, or are you going to stay up?
I'm going to rest a little bit.
So Xantor being the only person awake, Xantor sees that Owlsley has taken out his vial late at night and is offering drips to the folks that you played volleyball with, and only Gil and Sarah take the drips.
Is that the liquid Drake spittle?
That is the liquid spittle from Drake.
Xantor does like that, so he would.
You're going to take a little bit
take some
too?
of that.
So you guys all drop a little liquid Drake spittle, and because you don't have the music of the Warlocks to guide you, you do not enter the realm of the gods, but you do enter into a psychedelic trance. A feeling of oneness overcomes you and Owlsley and Gil and Sarah as you trip the night away. You realize that these people mean you no harm, and Gil, in his psychic connection, begins to realize that you all are in fact the individuals who have been on the television and radio wanted for serious crimes. Being a criminal himself, Gil knows not to trust the Fuzz or the Corpos. But because of your acid trip with Gil, the curtain has now dropped. And when you all wake the next day, you find Xantor, Gil, and Owlsley sitting on the couch, sharing this psychedelic experience. Few words are exchanged.
Yeah, Xantor's eyes are fucking huge.
It is now morning time, and you awaken to the scene.
Well, buddy, looks like you didn't get very much sleep. Are you on drugs, young sir?
I've explored the entire universe, Granny. It's been great.
Sounds like a yes to me.
We are psychonauts. Ho-ho!
I was gonna roll for Constitution to see if I overdid it.
Okay.
And it turns out we're all some fucking badass criminals. Like,
Self-imposed roles are such a bad idea.
Xantor's just saying to Granny, like, how we're all, like, really awesome. Like, these guys are awesome. Everybody's awesome.
For being criminals.
Elijah lifts his head and looks around for about 15 seconds before leaning over and throwing up. He has the worst possible hangover that a natural one
He rolled a
could
natural
give
one.
you.
Didn't even ask him to make the roll, and he failed it.
Like, he woke up in the night, like, partied, and then woke up again and fucking drank seawater, like, to try to rehydrate.
He is not good. John Paul looks at Elijah and says, Elijah, I hate to say, we need to get you some coffee. Come on, let's go to the bodega. Come on, let's all go to the bodega.
Not even the word bodega makes me go,
It'll be fine. We've got to get something in you. We've got to.
I feel terrible. I've been poisoned, but it was I think I did it myself.
Bodacious, you say? Xantor says, all like, he's still fucked up. He thinks he said bodacious.
Yeah, bodacious, Xantor. Come on. Let's go get you some Treatos. Let's go. John Paul's... what is it?
Sounds good to me.
Come on, Granny. Let's get out of here. No, John Paul's going to lead the crew across the street. It is late in the morning as you approach. Roll for perception. There is a small crowd in front of the bodega.
Ten.
Natural one.
17.
So Xantor, with your 17, you're able to discern that the majority of the crowd in front of you seems to be leather jacket wearing bikers that you've seen before, wearing a logo that you recognize as the one that's on Granny Glenda's jacket. You see that there's also about a half dozen young men and women scantily clad, displaying their bodies on the corner in front of the bodega. You also see that there is a man hiding in the alleyway by the bodega, wearing a gray fedora and a gray trench coat, looking at the girls and the Heaven's Devils, taking notes.
Fuzz. Fucking fuzz, guys. Fuzz. I think that guy over there is a fuzz. He like relays to the group and also relays to Granny about like, hey, like jackets, your jacket, same jacket.
Yeah, so Granny will take the jacket off and then kind of mention the Wooks too. Or I guess I didn't see any of that, so I rolled a natural one.
What Wooks?
Well, the people, the scantily clad people.
You think you're Wooks?
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned that you think they're Wooks?
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys approach and it looks like these Heaven's Devils might be working with some Wooks on the corner. It's hard to say. And do you guys now that you've taken the jacket off, do you approach the bodega?
No.
Xantor checks with Gil. He's like, hey, you know these guys?
Well, man, that's the Yeah, that's the Heaven's Devils. I try to steer clear of them. They're my rivals in business in town. Let's just wait it out. Let's wait and see. And almost as though on cue, as he says that, the Heaven's Devils whistle right out, and you see them jump onto their motorcycles and ride away, leaving the young folks standing on the corner. Roll for perception now that the crowd has thinned. The entire group.
Ooh. 19.
14.
13.
Elijah, with your 19, you were the first to notice. Amongst the half dozen youths displaying their bodies on the corner, you see a familiar face. Standing before you with a 1,000-yard stare wearing almost nothing at all, is Penny Lane. And we'll pick up there next time on the next thrilling episode of Wooks and Warlocks.
Round and around in the tunnel when it's dark we go, searching through the rubble for what once was spark like a shout in the night. And the sight of the past, it can fill us with fear all night, though we know the wheel comes back after time. Oh, sweet time. And the soul will rise from the ashes. We will climb as we shout into the night. Let no man use my battle cry.
Wooks and Warlocks features Anthony Ryan as Xanthor, the Bugfolk Ranger, Jesse Bennett as Granny Glenda, half Foxfolk Rogue, John Lombardi as Elijah Woodstone, the Elk Folk Wizard, and Trey Miller as Dungeon Master. Intro and outro feature the song Flight of the Phoenix by Tirefire. Recording and editing are completed in-house by the Wooks and Warlocks team, recording consultation provided by Adam Horwitz. You can find us online at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Discord under the name Wooks and Warlocks. Links can be found in the description. If you would like to sponsor an episode of Wooks and Warlocks, please contact us at wooksandwarlocks@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.
Dark clouds brew in a storm deep in the sky. Words spoken in anger, vibrant like a neon sign in the mind's eye.